I got fucking asleep on that bus because it was so cold. I need a bun to wake me up. To wait till stuff opens. Machines where you buy the tickets won't accept anything more than 5 ringgit. The smallest. I need to use a 10 ringgit, but I can't. It's just ridiculous. Tokens. I've sorted it all out now. Stop it! Just making everywhere freezing cold. It doesn't need to be this way. It's stupid. It uses so much energy for like what to be uncomfortable. Got to change train. Fucking useful if there was a sign to somewhere. Stupid shit. The thing on the train said to get off at this station and change to get to the other station because that train only went to the station just before the one I want. But now it's saying that I need to get back on the train and only go into the one before I want again. It's that same train. What the? Raining very lots. The train said to go to the monorail, which you don't need to do. You actually just need to come here to platform 2, not platform 1. So why can't it just give you the right information? I believe this is it. It's so slippy. The rain has stopped. Oh shit, look. So that's the tallest building in, I think, Southeast Asia. Definitely in Malaysia. It's the one where they scammed the government out of it, but apparently they're still quite proud of it because it is amazing. What's going on up here? Some sort of prayers, I think. No. Okay, found where we're staying tonight. Petronas Tower's over there. Now it just goes into the clouds. Brought in some stuff. Absolutely stuffed myself, and yeah, there must have been some festival going on because there's loads of people in like traditional dress. It's quite interesting. The restaurant was then packed because of that, so very nice food. It was my hands to eat, so they were messy and I didn't want to ruin my phone, but it was delicious. I've just asked ChatGPT what I can do for the day, given it a budget of under $20 and told it where my hostel is because then it will just plan out things in like a nice orderish, I think. I think you can give it as many constraints as you want, just mess around with it. I think that's what I'm doing. I've done it in, where did I do it last? Hanoi, and I'll try and do it in Singapore, do it in some other cities, just mess around with all the constraints and things. And we are off to Bukit, Bintang. I probably said that wrong. Yeah, I already had breakfast and I didn't stay at Hostel, so I don't get food there. Still can't get over that. Just spotted this area, and it is another way to get to where I'm going, so thought I might take a little detour. Must be Chinatown, or at least near Chinatown. It's Bintang. I'll put the name up on the thing, but like it's an area. It's not just one place. Although I'm following directions for Google to go to. It's an area. Wonderful food around here. I think I'm meant to come back here if this is part of Bukit Bintang. Need to check that. I think I'm meant to come back here for dinner, so we'll see some of the food there. Chinese food next to a burger place next to Arabic food. That is where I'm going for lunch. It must be the centre of Bukit Bintang. Bukit Bintang. Petronas, KLCC, that's where we're going. I've actually been in one of those before. Just flex. In the least you'd expect for it to be low down, but it's even lower down than you would expect. Like, oh, my thing, I'm going to walk through this one to get to KLCC. Take me into shopping centres, I would get lost. I think I'm going the right way, but advertisements. The sky view is actually really good. KLCC Park, which I was meant to come to after KLCC. But behind me is KLCC, hopefully you can see that. Those are two of my favourite towers in the world, I reckon. Just because The height and the architecture just combine them. It's same with Taipei 101. Just amazing that they can keep up such good architecture for such a massive project. Videos from when I was last in Malaysia, I did come and visit the Petronas towers in the evening, and it's amazing because it's all lit up. These water parks here and behind me are all lit up as well. It's just wonderful. I'll try and come back here this evening, but you can see a lot more during the day, I would say. But it's just really cool with everything lit up. That building right there is quite cool. Just got all plants on there. The whale and dolphins. On the bridge. Pink carpet laid out for the Barbie movie. Where are we going for lunch? If you don't get more like that. Let's go, and there's so much in there. Oh, actually I kind of stopped there. Yeah, duck set. When I can get some cheap duck, I'm always getting that. Everywhere in the world, duck's usually more expensive than chicken and beef. But here it's still so cheap that to take it, because in the West it is so. The National Museum. The ice creams are fucking ginormous. You can just always see it. It just keeps popping up. Last when sea levels were lower, this is what Southeast Asia kind of would look like. So obviously you have what they are now, but then in the yellow it's like where land would be, and it would be crazy. It'd be all connected. Cave paintings from the indigenous people, but then as settlers and colonizers came, those indigenous people are still there. And some of the cave paintings, it's interesting to think, because you think of them as like ancient things, but like they contain pictures of cars and that, because that's what they saw from the colonizers. Just interesting to think that cave paintings contain cars in them, even though you usually think that they're so old. The first of 4 galleries, and that's going over all like the ancient history of the world and then how that applies to Malaysia specifically. That is a Chris. Malaysia was honourable King. Malacca was a port city, and the conversion to Islam brought so many different people here. Like, that's why Malaysia is just so multicultural. There's so many different people here from quite a long time ago. Gallery is more about the history of the kingdoms and a bit about the influence of other things in the outside world. It's all about the colonization of Malaysia, and thus the economic development coming into more modern history. 18th of February 1956, you would have heard the word Merdeka cried around here, because they found out they were getting their independence, and this whole last section is about Malaysia getting independence. Malaysia then became formed by other parts, not just the peninsula being added to the Federation Malay to form Malaysia. Singapore has since left, but that kind of formed what we now know as Malaysia. Touches on the point of there's so many different ethnicities here in Malaysia and why they're here, mainly due to economic factors that have brought them. All considered Malaysian now. It's a pretty good museum. I really enjoyed it, and I'd recommend just from what that sign says, because it's the first Malaysian-made aircraft. There's things that have been made in Malaysia. It's showing off Malaysian industry and culture. Look at the artwork. Museum didn't answer for me, and I do still want to find out, is like, why did Islam come to the Malay Peninsula and Indonesia? Because like, I still don't understand that, because it's not like in Europe where like the different types of Christianity and all that were like they're next to each other and they got invaded, or someone married into it. It just didn't get explained to me, and I just want to understand that, because like Islam was from the Middle East. It's like a fair way away. So I just want to come and explore this market area. It's more than the air's told me to do, but I do need to check into where I'm staying, so I want to do that tonight. Checked in, we're going to head off to the Batu Caves. I've actually been told it's best to go after 4, and it's about 10 to 4 now, so maybe more like 5 to 4 now. So it's a bit of a trek out there, so I'm hoping public transport's still running when we come back. Bus is literally perfect timing, and then they don't accept cash on the buses here. It's ridiculous. The train that could get me there doesn't leave until the end of the hour, and that would get me there at 20 past 6, and then I would have less than 3 hours. I want to have lots of time to explore the Batu Caves because they're meant to be amazing. So I'm going to try and find one of the cards. He's just told me at that train station I can't get them there. He said over here. Oh, maybe there. Notice is this is the Petronas Towers, KLCC. It's one of the very few ones you can actually come right up to, whereas usually they're surrounded by like a shopping centre around, but the shopping centre is inside this one. You go right up to the actual skyscraper itself. Oh, sorry about that, my phone ran out of storage, so to go back to the hotel I cleared some storage, so I figured that I would not be able to go to the Batu Caves and actually have enough time to look around, because people say that you should spend at least 2 hours there, and I would have had about 2 hours there, and I usually want to spend longer and see more things than other people in that kind of place. So I'm going to go tomorrow first thing and see it. It's a bit annoying because the bus you can only pay with card, and I don't have one of the cards, and there was nowhere for me to pick one of the cards up, so I would have got there with not enough time. So I'm doing that tomorrow, but I'm ticking off the thing of coming to the park here at KLCC and seeing it at night, which should be able to see, and I've come for a run, and now I'm going to go to back to Bintang place, Bukit Bintang, for some dinner and a bed. Come on. Bintang. Check it out, can think going on here. Shawarma. That's right. There's loads of those stalls around this morning. Some durian ice cream. Durian taste is actually more noticeable in this than actual durian.